Hello and welcome to Dove and Serpent Tarot. This is a reading for Aquarius. If Aquarius is your sun, moon, or rising sign, this is your reading. Please hit the like button, leave a comment, consider subscribing to the channel, especially if this reading resonates with you. Now, this is going to be a general reading, so try to be open and receptive to whatever may come through during our time together. I am merely the messenger, and I ask you to connect directly with each of these cards and use your own intuition to take you beyond the details that I might provide. And remember, Aquarius, that the most important part of any tarot reading is you. Oh, and there is the Justice or Adjustment card. Interesting. It's not very often we get that as the first card. Oh, okay. All right. We're going to do our Dove and Serpent spread, and as I lay these cards out, I also want to say if there's anything you need me to pray over or meditate upon or send positive energy toward, please let me know. All right, finishing up Path of the Serpent. A lot of, wow, yeah, a lot of energy here. This is intense. I think this is about to get personal. I really do. Let's do a mystery card, bonus card, confirmation card before we get too far into this. Now, this is the card that we are going to set aside. We're using the Waite-Smith deck. We're going to just select it at random, put the frog on top. Thank you, frog. And we're not going to look at that until the very end. And hopefully, at the end of the reading, that card will, tie everything together and give us the confirmation that we need. Now, let's look around. We've got water, water. We've got earth and earth, some fire, and this major. We've got some earth, some fire, some water, some fire. It's pretty balanced. There's there's a little bit of everything, except for the air energy. We don't see any swords here. We've got the air in terms of this kind of Libra energy. This is the Justice, the Adjustment, or the Justice card. And this is one of the only major arcana. We have the Emperor too, okay? So it's kind of an interesting combination. It kind of seems to me like there is a trial, there is a decision, and there is the sentencing, right? There's the carrying out of the punishment afterwards. So what I feel is going on here, just by looking at this energy, especially this fire energy, we've got this kind of this trilogy of fire right here, right? This trio of fire energy that is kind of standing out, right? In the midst of everything, let me put everything back. In the midst of everything, this fire energy really stands out. This is the big blazing sign, the neon sign right here that's saying this needs attention. I think whoever this person is, they need attention too. And this is the Princess of Wands. I don't think they're a fire sign. I don't think we know or care what their sign is, honestly. Sorry if I'm being harsh already. I feel like they are causing trouble. I feel like they are a big troublemaker. I feel like they are doing something to disrupt your flow, right? To disrupt your daily life, maybe, your work life, your success, your fortune, your fame. They're doing something. They could be causing just this drama, this unnecessary drama. They could be gossiping, maybe gossiping, though I think we would see a little bit more swords activity if it was kind of a gossip thing. I feel like they're just being dramatic and emotional and, causing a disruption in your life, right? Through their actions more than their words, I think. So I don't know if they are sabotaging progress, if they are instigating something with you or trying to provoke you to get a reaction from you. This Justice or Adjustment card, very good card to have right now, because this is you maintaining your composure, right? Whatever this person throws at you, you're not going to let it bother you, right? You're going to maintain you're going to keep your sword where it is, right? You're holding it You're kind of, brandishing it, if you will, but you're not using it. It's just to say, it's here. I acknowledge what you're doing. I see it. I'm not an idiot, but I'm not going to sink to your level. I'm not going to react in the way that you want me to, because that probably will get you in trouble, not them, right? So I feel like this person back here, I feel like they're trying to provoke you, okay? Through their actions, through their drama, through their nonsense and their BS. But you're maintaining your composure. You're not reacting in that way, trying to be smart. You're trying to breathe, right? Trying to stay calm, stay clear-headed. We don't see the swords here now because you haven't decided on an action. You don't have a plan yet. I think what we did, and I hope I can explain this right, because I'm kind of feeling a little agitated from this energy, to be honest with you. I think you were living your best life. I think everything was good. You had what you needed. Things were flowing. Things were going well. Maybe creativity, maybe in your love life, maybe at work, at home, wherever this is, things were good. Things were abundant. There was joy. There was happiness. There was pleasure, right? And this maybe came as a shock. All this fire energy came as a rush, and you weren't expecting it because you were all water, baby. You were flowing. And then this fire energy came, and it was abrupt, and it's intense, and it's hot, and it's annoying, and it is frustrating, and aggravating, agitating, all of those words. And I think this is kind of where you are right now, that this agitation hasn't settled yet to where we can then pick and choose what swords we're going to use, right? What is our plan? What is the appropriate response, the appropriate steps to take to resolve this situation so that you come out on top, so that you come out like a king or queen, right? How do we get back to this? Okay. Well, again, because we were so immersed in that water and we were loving it, it's great. This caught us off guard. We weren't prepared. Okay. We were focused on our own business. You were minding your own. You were building your life, doing your work, building relationships, building a future, building a business or career, doing your stuff. You had your head down. You were doing your thing. You were enjoying it with your friends, your family, your pets, your plants, whatever. And that was your vibe, right? We have these more magnetic cards, the elements, water and earth. They're mellow, they're magnetic, right? I'm not going to say they're passive because they're not really passive, but in this instance, they're more mellow. They're yielding, they're slow, they're adapting, they're just kind of going with the flow, going with the pace of your life, enjoying it, sharing it, really, really having a good time, I think, okay? I'm going to put our little Aquarius stone out here for us. And so we've got the 9 of discs at the bottom, right? And this is what you were focused on. This is what you were trying to do, build your life, minding your business, building a foundation, a future. You were working on making progress in your life, doing the right things. Up above everything, we see more water energy, the 2 of Cups, love. This is what you're focused on. You were just looking at love. You just wanted to make connections. You wanted to do the right thing. You wanted to feel good. You wanted other people to be happy. You have no ill will in your heart. You have no ill intentions, right? All you want is love, right? And then comes this fire energy. Then comes this, I think it's really sudden. We've got a Knight of Wands, very sudden and unexpected energy that came and kind of is shaking up this love and this earth, this progress, the building, the finances, whatever your stability is, whatever you're trying to build, whatever you're enjoying doing and building, they're disrupting that. I don't know who they are. But I do know that what the universe, what Spirit is telling you right now to do is stay calm. Keep your composure. Maintain, right? Don't give in. Don't just succumb to it, and don't just kind of roll over. Hold your sword, but maintain balance. Get centered again, right? And then we got to start weighing the options. We've got to start thinking and considering what is our best response. How do we handle this appropriately so that you come out smelling like a rose? You come out like a king or queen, okay? Well, like that emperor. It's not gender specific. So right now is not the time for reaction. Right now is the time for composure, for getting centered, getting grounded, and starting to weigh the options, maybe consulting with friends or family to see what should be done about this, right? Got to have a meeting of the families to decide what to do with this this wild card, this troublemaker, this princess of wands who's causing a big disruption in your life in some way. Now, if we can do this, the tarot is saying that in the future you will find stability again. Things will be resolved in a way that does not damage your position at all. Your reputation, your career, your art, your life, your love life, your family, your health, whatever, everything. Everything is going to be safe and stable and secure, just the way we want it, okay? But not if you just react in the moment. Not if you just lash out and have what I think is a very justified instinctual response just to, tear somebody a new one. Pardon my language. Not if we do that. I think then we're doing damage to ourselves too. And what we're trying to do is stabilize everything, right? We want everything to be good. We want everything to be kept whole. We don't want to have any pieces fall off, right? We don't want to have any damage to our structure. We want everything to be as perfect as possible, the least amount of impact from this, okay? And we do that. We maintain our composure. We focus on what is truly important. 10 of Pentacles in your general energy. This card's all about wealth, right? This card is about the value that we place on things, right? How much of a value do you place on, let's say, vengeance, right? How much value do you place on your career or your family or any of these things that are meaningful to you? Any of these things that we're building and that we're enjoying. All of this water and earth. I mean, look at this, water and earth up here and over here. These are the things that we've been valuing. These are the things that we've been wanting to do and doing and enjoying doing and sharing and building and really loving, right? So these are what we value. And that's kind of taking a quick assessment of those things, right? Before we react, we need to ask ourselves, okay, what's really important here? How do I want this to turn out? What's the outcome that I want? You make that decision, right? Again, this is a time for thinking and considering, weighing the options, not a time for action. We're not acting until we've really decided what the best course of action is. And in order to do that, you have to ask yourself, what is important to me? What is it that I want? What is it that has value here? Could be that we're willing to throw all this stuff aside to go get revenge, I don't think so. I don't think so. I think that we know what we value, and we're going to make the best choices in order to safeguard this, to keep this whole, right? And it's kind of what the tarot is saying will happen. This will be kept whole if we make the right decisions, okay? So this is what we value and what we want. We don't want this knee-jerk, impulsive, hasty reaction. Need a little bit of prudence here. I wonder if the mystery card will be that 8 of Discs. The 8 of Discs is one of my favorite cards, though. I like that kind of slow and meticulous, the deliberate, the immersive experience. Not the flash in the pan. The flash in the pan may be fun, it may feel good for a moment, but it doesn't create anything lasting. It may, in fact, damage what you've built already. So this is both the quickness with which this situation has developed, and it's also the impulse that you have to react to it. You know, you see something coming at your face, your instinct is to knock it out of the way or duck or whatever it is, and that's fine if it's if it's something physical like that, like in a sport or something. But in this kind of a situation, it's a little bit more complicated. There are more moving parts. It seems like this person is just a troublemaker, just instigating, causing drama, maybe gossiping, maybe sabotaging things, or whatever they're doing. It's more complicated than just getting out of the way of a baseball flying by or something, Anyway, I was trying to think of how we can expand on the baseball metaphor, but I got nothing. Anyway, we have to rein in this reaction, this instinct, which I think again is a very, very justifiable reaction and instinct. I think any normal person would want to react this way, right? But we've got to be smart. Got to be smart about it. Because we don't want this. 5 of Cups in the position of what we don't want. This is on the nose. This is obvious. We don't want the disappointment. We don't want to upset the balance, the build, the structure, the success, the abundance, all this love that we have. We don't want to disturb that. I think that's kind of one of our highest goals, is to keep everything whole. Whatever this person is doing, why ever they're doing it, we have to do what is necessary within the bounds of the laws of your state, to prevent this person's actions from damaging us in any way, or to minimize the damage caused by that person, okay? It could be like as an example, someone keys your car. That's insane. That's pointless, pointless behavior. Pointless vandalism and destruction. There's no sense to that, right? Normal people shouldn't go around doing that, right? But how are we going to react to that? I know you feel a certain way, you want to react in a certain way, but that's going to cause more trouble than it will actually solve anything. What we want is for us to be made whole again, to minimize the damage, the time, the money, the inconvenience, the energy that we have to expend to get back to zero, to get back to where we were, to baseline, right? So maybe we call the insurance company, maybe we got a buddy, maybe we've got some touch-up paint or something, or maybe we just learn to not be bothered by that sort of thing. Whatever it is, we need to choose the path of the least expenditure of our own energy. Right, that's a law of physics, I think. Rather than reacting with this fire energy and then making things worse for ourselves. And so this card, the 5 of Cups, is about things basically getting worse. Maybe we take a situation that's already pretty messed up, and we make it worse because of our reactions to it. What we do want is this Emperor energy. Now, the Emperor can hold off on this impulse, this vengeance, this virtual vengeance, this metaphorical vengeance, of course, for years, right? When they least expect it, that's when you'll reappear. It's out of a movie. It's kind of like a mafia thing. The mafia doesn't exist, but in the movies, that's kind of how it goes, right? We can maintain our composure for years. Everything blows over, and then at the end of the movie, that's when they reemerge and they exact their revenge. I'm not advocating that. I like the motif in movies. But the Emperor has that kind of control, and that's the point I'm trying to make. They can maintain the composure, which is not weakness. They don't have to react and just sink to the same level and, do the same thing back to the other person. That's That's kind of immature, honestly. The Emperor is more in control than that. It has more long-distance thinking than that, right? Can think a few steps ahead. Knows what's best for the realm, not just what's going to feel the best right now. And that's the point that the Emperor card in this position is trying to make, that at the end of the day, we want to be more Emperor than we do Princess of Wands, right? There are light years between these two cards. They may look the same, they may have the same color palette and the same fiery intensity, but these are vastly different cards. The Princess of Wands just acts on a whim, acts impulsively, wants to vandalize for no reason. The Emperor does everything for a reason, is the strongest of the cards. And even though it may take a long time for everything to materialize, for all of the moving parts to come together and for the plan to be finalized and executed, and at the end of the movie, it will happen because the Emperor is determined but knows how to think 5-10 steps ahead, And so that's kind of the energy that we want to embody through this Justice or Adjustment card, right? These are the two major arcana cards. This is kind of what we need to do now in order to get here. All of the rest of these details are just emotions and thoughts and actions between these two. But this is what we need to do, okay? And right now we need to do that mystery card. So I'm going to put these back kind of where they were anyway. And we're going to thank the frog. Thank you, frog. And let's see. What could this possibly be? This could be a 3 of Wands, showing that we are actually gaining more through this experience than we're losing. We're gaining integrity. We're gaining willpower and strength of character, kind of taking the moral high ground a little bit. We're learning about ourselves. We're learning about our instinct and our impulse and how we want to react to something. And we're developing and expanding this self-awareness and self-control. So maybe a 3 of Wands. No, Ace of Cups. So the Ace of Cups kind of goes back to what we see over here with we've got the 2 of Cups, 3 of Cups, the Ace of Cups, Ace, 2, 3. I think this is what is really important to you. This is, I kind of get this, very, like almost Buddhist vibe right now with this idea of like just nonviolence, of not harming anyone, of the idea of forgiveness, the idea of, how can we turn this negative, annoying, frustrating, nonsensical, childish situation into an act of love and generosity and forgiveness and charity. Because I think more than the damage to your career or your car or your reputation or any of that kind of loss or damage, what you really are upset by is the loss of this joy, this love, this compassion. It's almost like this person through their actions is kind of betraying your love for humanity, They're kind of showing a different side of the world that you are, not that you're ignoring, but that you're almost like trying to fix, By putting so much love out into the world, you're hoping that situations like this don't have to happen, So I feel like there's a really strong love of humanity in you. I feel that's very strong. That's almost probably, we're talking about what's important to you and what's valuable to you with the 10 of discs. I think this water energy is most valuable to you. And so that is going to color how you respond and react to this situation and what decisions that Emperor makes. Okay? Very interesting. Very, very interesting energy. Anyway, we're going to do an extended reading. If you would like to stick around, just click up here. That'll give you access to all of the extended readings, not just for Aquarius, but for all of the zodiac signs. I want to thank you for being here and for taking this journey with me. Thank you for being the most important part of Dove and Serpent Tarot.